Good afternoon everyone. In the last session we have studied introductory part of excretion and osmoregulation, wherein we have learned what is excretion, what is osmoregulation and what is homeostasis. Then I have also explained you what are the reasons for formation of nitrogenous waste. Okay, so we have learned two main things because of which nitrogenous waste are formed. Reasons for nitrogenous waste formation: catabolism of proteins and catabolism of nucleic acids. Then we have studied which are the main nitrogenous waste which are formed in the organisms. Okay, in that we have studied total 11 nitrogenous waste. Okay, now in this particular session we will be learning all these nitrogenous waste in detail. Okay, so let's start with the first one, that is amino acids. Okay, as I told you in the last lecture, amino acid is as it is excreted in some of the organisms such as starfish, Unio. Okay, उसमें amino acid जो कुछ भी excess हो जाते हैं body में, these amino acids are excreted as it is directly out of the body. Got it? So what is aminotelic organism? Aminotelic organisms are the organisms which will excrete excess of amino acids which are formed in the organisms, and the phenomenon is known as aminotelism. Organisms को क्या बोलते हैं? Aminotelic organisms, and phenomenon aminotelism. Got it? So what is aminotelism? Removal of excess amino acids, okay, in some of the organisms. Got it? That is known as aminotelism, and organisms as aminotelic organisms. Example, Unio, which is one of the mollusk, then starfish, which is one of the echinoderm. Got it? Now second mode of excretion is through elimination of guanine. Okay, so what is guanine? Guanine is one of the nitrogenous waste. Okay, so koi organisms में such as arachnids, you know which are arachnids? Spiders, scorpions. Okay, we have learnt in kingdom Animalia there is one phylum, Arthropoda, largest phylum. Okay, in that 5 classes are there. Out of that, one class is Arachnida. Arachnida includes spiders, scorpions, and the spiders and scorpions excrete nitrogenous waste in the form of guanine. Okay, so the organisms which excrete nitrogenous waste in the form of guanine are known as guanotelic organisms, and the phenomenon is known as guanotelism. Okay, got it? So what happens, how exactly the arachnids excrete guanine? पहले तो उनके बॉडी में अमोनिया बनता है because of excess of amino acids. Excess amino acids break down होते हैं and amino group is released. Similar way, excess अगर nitrogenous bases हो गए उनके बॉडी में तो these nitrogenous bases will also result in formation of ammonia, and then finally this ammonia will be converted into guanine. Okay, and guanine is insoluble in water. So for excretion of guanine, spiders, then scorpions and many other arachnids do not need water. Why they do not need water? Because guanine जो form होता है उनके body में, that is insoluble in water. Got it? So we have studied two modes of excretion which is seen in some of the organisms. Very first one was aminotelism. Okay, wherein those organisms excrete excess of amino acids which are formed in the body. And second, we have studied guanotelism, wherein guanine is the nitrogenous waste which is excreted out of the body of arachnids. Okay, now we will study very important and major nitrogenous waste which are excreted out by most of the organisms. Okay, सो कौन कौन से वैसे ऑर्गेनिजम्स है जो कि एक्सक्रीट करते हैं आइदर अमोनिया और यूरिया और यूरिक एसिड. सो most important topic as far as modes of excretion is concerned, that is excretion of ammonia, urea and uric acid. Okay, so let's talk in detail about all of these three, that is ammonia, urea and uric acid. Okay, so here I have made one chart to make you easy to learn more details about these three. Okay, so nitrogenous waste का एक कॉलम है नाइट्रोजनस वेस्ट. दिस इज द रो wherein I have written the different types of nitrogenous waste, that is ammonia, urea and uric acid, and we'll be discussing each and every points, sub points and details about ammonotelic organisms, ureotelic organisms and uricotelic organisms. So now we'll be talking about the ammonotelism. Okay, so what is ammonotelism? It is the phenomenon in which organisms excrete ammonia as a nitrogenous waste, and the organisms which excrete ammonia as the nitrogenous waste are known as ammonotelic organisms. Okay, got it? So अमोनिया जो एक्सक्रीट करते हैं ऑर्गेनिजम्स, उसको कितना क्वांटिटी ऑफ वाटर लगता है? 1 gram of ammonia, if it has to be eliminated out of the body, almost 300 to 500 ml of water is needed. Okay, so इतना क्वांटिटी का वाटर लगता है उसको. Why? Because ammonia is highly toxic. ओके, सो वो ज़्यादा टॉक्सिक रहने के कारण उसको ज़्यादा क्वांटिटी ऑफ वाटर की ज़रूरत है. देन ओनली these organisms can get relief from this nitrogenous waste. Okay, so कहाँ पे ये organisms मिलेंगे? जहाँ पे ज़्यादा water रहेगा. So all the organisms which are living in water, most of the organisms which are living in water will excrete ammonia as the nitrogenous waste. Got it? So here ammonia highly toxic है, इसके लिए उसको ज़्यादा water की ज़रूरत है. ज़्यादा water की ज़रूरत है तो definitely more of water is present in the medium, then it will become easier for the organisms to remove the nitrogenous waste, that is ammonia. So जहाँ पे water ज़्यादा रहेगा वो वाले organisms ज़्यादा efficiently ammonia release कर सकते हैं. So most of the aquatic organisms can excrete ammonia as the nitrogenous waste. Got it? So we'll see form in which it is excreted. Ammonia is excreted in the dissolved form in water. Okay, and organisms are known as ammonotelic organisms. Phenomenon ammonotelism, and solubility, it is highly soluble in water. Ammonia is highly soluble in water, and it is derived from where this ammonia is formed. Basically it is formed due to metabolism of proteins. Okay, so whatever proteins which are there in our body, these proteins will be broken down into amino acids, and these amino acids are having amino group. So this amino group will be eliminated out, and this amino group will form ammonia. Then afterwards this ammonia will get dissolved in water, and likewise it will be released out. So toxicity, it is highly toxic, and energy required, very less amount of energy, because more of water is taken by the organisms for efficient elimination of ammonia. Got it? So that is all about ammonotelism. Now we will be talking in detail about urea. Tell me, what will be ureotelism? Ureotelism is the phenomenon in which the organisms will eliminate urea as a nitrogenous waste. Okay, so उनके बॉडी में जो nitrogenous waste यूरिया है वो कैसे बनता है? It is formed in the liver. Okay, this urea is formed in the liver due to reaction between ammonia and carbon dioxide. Okay, so ammonia, carbon dioxide react with each other to form urea, and this urea which is there, then it is eliminated out of the body of ureotelic organisms. So ureotelic organisms eliminate urea, which is formed due to reaction between ammonia and carbon dioxide in liver. Both ammonia and carbon dioxide is of no use. So it is best to remove the urea, because यूरिया के साथ कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड भी जाता है एंड अमोनिया भी जाता है. Then 1 gram of urea, when it is dissolved in 50 ml of water, it is removed out. Okay, so for elimination of 1 gram of urea, 50 ml of water is needed. Okay, and for elimination of 1 gram of ammonia, 300 to 500 ml of water is needed. Why is it so? Because ammonia is more toxic than urea. So उसको water ज़्यादा लगेगा eliminate होने के लिए. Wherein urea को eliminate करने के लिए कम water की ज़रूरत पड़ेगी, because it is less toxic. Urea is less toxic than ammonia. Okay. Then amount of energy which is needed for elimination of urea, it is moderate. So moderate amount of energy will be needed here as compared to uric acid eliminating organisms. Okay, energy moderate quantity का लगता है, यहाँ पे energy सबसे कम लगता है. Ammonotelic organisms need very less amount of energy for elimination of nitrogenous waste in the form of ammonia. Got it? So that is about ureotelic organisms. Okay. Now let's see which are the different organisms in which ureotelism is seen. Amphibians, mammals, annelids, elasmobranchs and aquatic reptiles. So all these will excrete urea as nitrogenous waste, wherein अमोनोटेलिक ऑर्गेनिजम्स कौन कौन से हैं? प्रोटोजोन्स जो कि पानी में रहते हैं, अमीबा, पैरमोशियम, यूग्लिना, दीज आर ऑल एक्वेटिक ऑर्गेनिजम्स. सो ये पानी में रहते हैं, तो easiest way for elimination is elimination of the nitrogenous waste in the form of ammonia. Got it? So अमोनोटेलिक ऑर्गेनिजम्स में एग्जाम्पल कौन सा है? प्रोटोजोन्स, स्पॉन्जेस, सिलेंटरेट्स, aquatic arthropods, bony fishes and amphibian tadpole. Okay, so all these are the examples of ammonotelic organisms. Amphibian tadpole क्यों आएगा यहाँ पे? Because tadpole is the stage wherein it is seen in water. Tadpole later on develops into frog. Okay, and this frog lives in water as well as over the land. So frog will eliminate nitrogenous waste in the form of urea. So all amphibians will excrete urea as nitrogenous waste, wherein amphibian larvae will excrete ammonia as nitrogenous waste. Got it? So ureotelic organisms में amphibians, adult amphibians आएगा, and ammonotelic organisms में amphibian के larvae आएंगे. Bony fishes, remember, ammonotelic organisms. Aquatic arthropods, ammonotelic organisms है. Coelenterids, most of the coelenterids, polyps, medusae, water में रहते हैं. Some of them live in fresh water, some of them live in marine water. So all these excrete ammonia as a nitrogenous waste. Okay, and urea excrete करने वाले कौन से? Adult amphibians, mammals, annelids such as earthworm. Earthworm, when surrounding soil is having more of water, then earthworm will excrete ammonia as nitrogenous waste. And if the soil is having less amount of water, and in that case earthworm will excrete urea as nitrogenous waste. Okay. Then elasmobranchs, that is cartilaginous fishes, will excrete urea as nitrogenous waste. Elasmobranchs, example shark, scoliodon, dogfish. Okay. Then aquatic reptiles will also excrete urea as nitrogenous waste. Got it? So ureotelic organisms are the organisms which will excrete urea as nitrogenous waste. यूरियोटेलिक ऑर्गेनिजम्स बोलते हैं उसको, फिनोमेनॉन को क्या बोलते हैं, यूरियोटेलिज्म. देन less soluble in water, urea is less soluble in water. Then how much amount of water is needed for elimination of 1 gram of urea? 50 ml of water. Then how the urea is formed in organisms? Due to reaction between ammonia and carbon dioxide, where it is taking place in the liver. Then what about the toxicity? अमोनिया ज़्यादा टॉक्सिक है, हाईली टॉक्सिक है, एंड मॉडरेटली टॉक्सिक इज यूरिया. यूरिया इज लेस टॉक्सिक देन अमोनिया एंड more toxic than uric acid. Okay, then what about the energy? Moderate amount of energy is needed for formation of urea, wherein very less expenditure of energy is needed for elimination of ammonia. Why? Because ammonia easily gets dissolved in water and excess amount of water is there in the outside medium. Okay, so organisms can easily eliminate ammonia. So no that much energy is needed for elimination of ammonia. Got it? Now we'll talk about the third important mode of excretion, that is uric acid, uricotelism. Okay, uricotelism is the phenomenon in which the organisms will excrete nitrogenous waste in the form of uric acid. Okay, so uric acid excrete karte organisms, and these organisms which are there, these will need very less amount of water for elimination of 1 gram of uric acid. Okay, so for elimination of 1 gram of uric acid, 10 ml of water is needed. So very less amount of water. So कौन से organisms ऐसे रहेंगे जो कि uric acid excrete करते रहेंगे? Because those organisms which are found in areas wherein there is scarcity of water. So जहाँ पे scarcity of water रहेगा वहाँ पे ये organisms अगर रहेंगे तो उनको water की बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरत पड़ती है. So to conserve water, they will try to eliminate nitrogenous waste in such a way wherein less quantity of water will be needed. Okay, so only 10 ml of water is needed for elimination of 1 gram of uric acid. Got it? So uric acid is least toxic. And how this uric acid is formed? Uric acid is formed due to metabolism of purines in man. Okay, so in man sometimes uric acid is formed. Okay, so why in man sometimes uric acid is formed? Because कभी कभी human के body में guanine is formed in more quantity. Purines कौन से है? Adenine and guanine. So adenine and guanine, if they become excess in amount in the body, then this adenine and guanine has to be removed out. And how they will be removed out? By converting this purines, adenine and guanine, into uric acid. Got it? Then in birds and reptiles, how elimination of nitrogenous waste will occur? Elimination of nitrogenous waste will occur in birds and reptiles in the form of uric acid. So birds and reptiles में जो proteins बनते हैं, these proteins which are there, these will be broken down into uric acid. Okay, so birds and reptiles will conserve water, and for conservation of water they will use only less quantity of water for removal of 1 gram of uric acid. So how much amount of water will be needed? Only 10 ml of water is needed for elimination of 1 gram of uric acid. Okay, birds में uric acid क्यों excrete होता है? Because birds, for efficient flight, in birds urinary bladder is altogether absent. So उनका body weight कम हो जाएगा. So for efficient flight, birds are not having urinary bladder. So it becomes easier for them to form uric acid in solid pellet form, and these will be removed out. Okay. Then least toxic uric acid. Fine. And expenditure of energy, it needs more energy for elimination. So birds and reptiles need more energy for formation of uric acid. How uric acid is formed? Uric acid is formed in birds and reptiles because of metabolism of proteins. And in human beings, how uric acid is formed? Due to metabolism of purines. But हर time नहीं होता है, जब भी purines ज़्यादा हो गए, at that time only uric acid will be formed. Okay. So we have studied about the uricotelism also. So uric acid is the nitrogenous waste which is produced by ureotelic organisms, and this uric acid which is there, it is least soluble in water. Okay. And it is least toxic also, and it is excreted in the form of solid pellets. It needs more energy for excretion. Now we will talk about the examples of uricotelic organisms. So uricotelic organisms जो uric acid excrete करते हैं वो कौन से हैं? Terrestrial reptiles such as lizards and snakes, birds, then land snails and most of the insects. So here I have underlined twice to those words which are very often asked in the exam. Okay. So examples you have to learn thoroughly of ammonotelic organisms, ureotelic organisms and uricotelic organisms. Got it? So bony fishes and amphibian larvae, remember those are ammonotelic organisms, and cartilaginous fishes and adult amphibians are ureotelic organisms, and uricotelic organisms birds and reptiles. Okay. So here we have completed in this particular session very important mode of excretion, that is aminotelism, guanotelism, ammonotelism, ureotelism and uricotelism. So please remember modes of excretion, ammonotelism, ureotelism and uricotelism. Most likely questions which are asked from these modes of excretion. Okay. In next lecture we will study rest all nitrogenous waste. Thank you.